And that if you're going through a chelation process, that you're using binding nutrients so that what you're trying to chelate doesn't end up back in your bloodstream. Because when you're chelating, you're trying to remove something, some toxin. But if you don't use, I'm trying to think of a good binding agent right now, to ensure that that toxin doesn't end up back in your bloodstream. A lot of people that go through detox, the reason why they get sick is because the toxins end up back in the bloodstream. So I have an entire chapter on detoxification.
What about zeolite detox of heavy metals?
What's that?
Zeolite. You ever heard of zeolite?
Sea of Life.
Zeolite.
Zeolite. No. No.
It's a supplement.
It's a supplement? Oh, that helps to bind and, oh, okay.
Thank you so much.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Sure. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
February, I just have a couple more questions. One more question.
Okay. All right. One more question? Colonics? In relation to diabetes and...
Yeah, because you did a series of colonics to get rid of a lot of blood.
Yeah. Well, again, colonics is an alternative methodology. I didn't personally subscribe to it, but there are reports that say it works, but it isn't going to get rid of diabetes. A colonic, if I understand it, is more of a physical irrigation cleansing, right? Well, that isn't going to get rid of the biochemical imbalance that's causing the toxicity in the blood.
You got rid of all this
So, right.
accumulated.
Yeah.
It's better than heal and absorb.
Oh, I agree. Yes, it's like cleaning your toilet. Everyone in this room, I'm sure, flushes their toilet. Okay, and once a while. Yeah. So yeah, cleansing the colon, doing that would help the cleansing process. All ready? What's it? Oh, right there? Yes. What's that? Yeah, that would be an entirely different talk, and it's an entirely different disease. And I know I purposely have not talked about type 1 because I do not want people leaving this room confused. Type 1 diabetes is the original diabetes. That's an autoimmune disease that attacks the beta cells. Type 2 diabetes didn't come into fruition until maybe 40, 50 years ago. It is a lifestyle-driven disease. Type 2 diabetes was misnamed by the medical profession. They made a mistake. It should never have been called diabetes. They thought it was, and they fed people insulin, and they died. A better name for type 2 diabetes would be, I don't know, metabolic syndrome X or some biochemical, hormonal imbalance. But they're two entirely different diseases. Yes.
So, before you ended up in a coma, you didn't even know you had diabetes?
Right.
So
Did not.
1300?
Yeah. In my case, I had, my daughter has told me, Dad, you're a little fat. Putting on some pounds. But I said, I'm getting older. That's why I was putting on the weight. That was my rationalization. I was urinating more frequently, things like that. But I thought it was my prostate. And in fact, I had scheduled a physical exam in April of that year. But I went into the coma in March. So, yeah, so it was a surprise.
So you didn't have it for a super long time?
My guess, based on my research, the average diabetic has already been diabetic for at least 2 years. At least 2 years. Right, exactly. So most diabetics, the reason why you don't get diagnosed is because the blood glucose test is a fasting test. So it takes several years for your glucose level to get above that 105 mark, that 100 mark on a consistent basis, such that the fasting test triggers that you're diabetic. And anyone who, and if you're dealing with weight issues, it's possible that you're not even diabetic. Are you diabetic?
Last month I just got diagnosed.
Okay. Anyone dealing with weight issues already has insulin resistance, which is the first stage of type 2 diabetes. But insulin resistance is not diagnosed as a condition because no money in it. There's no money until you are diagnosed as a diabetic. Daughter, would you like to refute anything that I've said? Have I exaggerated? Maybe a little bit. Anything you'd like to say to the audience? Huh? Here, you want to say something? No?
Okay.
You sure?
None of you.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? Is that it? Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I would love you.
Possible to what?
Cure cancer with food. I think
It depends on the type of cancer. It depends on what stage the cancer is in. It depends on the resources available to the person that has the cancer. Okay?
my brother was diagnosed with cancer, went in for a kidney stone, and they said there were tumors in his bladder. And they took him and sent him away, but they assured him that they were benign and that they came back positive. And they called it lymphoma. His lymph glands were totally clear.
But that's just a signal. See, cancer is a sign. It's just like diabetes. It's the body giving out a warning sign. Hello.
And we have two choices. We listen to the warning sign and do something. So what is cancer? It's heart disease. The terrain of the body is suffering. The cells are affected. With cancer, the cells are proliferating. Okay, someone's got breast cancer. Well, if they don't go in and fix the rest of the terrain, whatever caused the cancer here, it's going to come back someday.
Yeah, we're going to also figure out how to do seminars over the internet. But again, we've got to get some approvals with the FTC, I believe it is, and a couple other groups.
Clearances,
Yeah. They don't mind us just talking, just traveling, because they know I could travel every day of the year and I'll maybe touch less than 0.5% of the entire population.
Howard.
Howard H.
W-A-R-D.
So right now the challenge is trying to figure out how to develop a platform to get the message out.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. They want to know if you have any more DVDs in the car.
Oh, yeah, I do.